Hi, folks. My name is Ron Rosenstock, and I've been traveling around the world for about 50 years. Well, actually, a little longer, but we won't go into that. And I'd like to show you a little bit of my travelogue that I do on Morocco. Actually, I'm fairly new to Morocco. By new, I mean like it's only been about 15, 16 years. I go once a year, and I was there last January, in fact. Hope to be back there this January, inshallah. Inshallah is Arabic word. It means God willing, and it almost finishes every sentence that you hear in Morocco. Well, I'm going to take you through a little bit of the travelogue to give you an idea of what it would be like. Let me go on to screen share and hold the phone, and whoops, here we are. Ta-da! Okay, here we are. Casablanca. This is taken from my hotel room when we get to Casablanca. I often photograph the Hassan II Mosque, which is one of the largest mosques in the world. It's the second largest mosque in the world, actually. And it could fit 80,000 people inside and also on the courtyard around it. It's just a totally spectacular building. And I have lots of photographs that I could show you from inside and out. This is taken inside, the most incredible stonework, arches. It almost looks like there's water on the floor, but it's a highly polished marble floor. And when you go into a mosque in Morocco, you have to take your shoes off. So they give you a little plastic bag to put your shoes in, and you walk around and your socks. So basically, you're polishing the floor for them. And the outside of the mosque is just as spectacular. Look at that incredible brass work on that door, and the inlaid tile on the right and left. There's just so much to see in Casablanca. And then when we leave Casablanca, we spend a few days in the blue city of Chefchaouen in the northern part of Morocco. The entire city is painted blue. Walkways, stairways, all the walls. It's the blue city. And you could walk in around any little corner and you just don't know what you're going to see next. So here are these plants against this beautiful blue wall. This is just a sample of some of the photographs that I'm going to be able to show you. This is a dress shop where they have kaftans and jalabas. And this is what most Moroccan men and women wear. And they've been doing that for centuries. But I love almost like they have a personality, these different dresses. And we visit many artisans. I'll have many photographs of different artisans that we visit, you know, from potters to not tin, but brass workers. This man's grandfather actually made the very large brass doors on the King's Palace in Fez. And you'll see that when I show you the full travelogue. And this man is making mosaic tile for fountains, for like floor coverings, you know, from ashtrays, little pieces to huge pieces. Believe it or not, that in the foreground is not a carpet. That is all mosaic, or as they say in Morocco, mosaic, but we say mosaic. And it is all made up of thousands of tiny little stones. It's created, believe it or not, upside down on a metal frame. And then when all the pieces are in place, there's a certain kind of like a concrete that is kind of put over the whole thing, and it's smoothed out. And when that dries, they turn it over. You can see the metal frame still on all the edges. And in the background, you see these incredible fountains. And on the right-hand side, you see a fireplace that's all done with thousands of little stones. I'll explain more in the full travelogue. Here's another fascinating sort of workshop in Morocco. This is in Fez. It's called the Tannery. And this has been, these vats have been there since the time of Christ. Well, actually before Christ. So it's built by the Romans. So it's well over 2,000 years old. And there are people who are working these vats. There's organic dyes in the vats where they dye the leather and create the most beautiful sort of leather pieces from hats, gloves, jackets, hassocks, as you see here, all kinds of leather bags, belts. I have a pair of bedroom slippers I bought there, and I'll show you much more in the full travelogue. Now I'm going to take you off to the Sahara Desert, where this was my last group in January, where we went for a little camel ride in the morning before breakfast, off around the dunes. So this is an amazing experience to be on a camel riding through the Sahara. When you see the whole travelogue, you're going to feel like you've done it. And then I photographed the dunes in black and white because I love the contrast between the harsh shadows, and the texture of the sand, as you can see in this one also. In the square in Marrakesh, in the afternoons, they set up food courts. So the sun going through all the smoke from the hibachis makes for some incredible lighting situations. And I can almost smell the food cooking there also. Here we are, roughing it in Morocco. Well, roughing it is if they make a mistake and put water in your wine glass. Well, this is really not roughing it. We stay in the best of places. This is a 4-star hotel that has everything you could possibly imagine, including a gourmet dining room and individual suites that we stay in. It's absolutely fabulous. I'll show you more, hopefully at some point. And the rooms are totally amazing. One thing I'll never get used to, these little low chairs that you see in Morocco, but that's the way they are. It's been that way for a long time. I have lots of friends in Morocco. This man's name is Taib from the village of Tanarier. I've known him for about 15 years or so. And Abdul Hadi, when he was a lad, like about 10, 11 years old, he used to escort our groups when we would go through the oasis. And he's just a nice man he grew up to be a man. Who knew? The years flew by. Now Abdul is married and has kids of his own. And my friend Aziz, when we visit, he always pours us tea, which is customarily done wherever you visit in Morocco. And then I'm going to take you to my favorite rug shop and introduce you to some of my favorite people here. And then looking down at some of the rugs that you'll see in my slideshow. And we're going to end up in the town of Essaouira. It's a fishing village on the west coast of Morocco. And I always photograph there early in the morning before the boats go out to catch the atmosphere of the place. And the sun rising just over the hill with all the birds enjoying the surf. Well, that's a brief overview of the slideshow that I would hopefully show you. Stop share. Okay, here, we're back in business. Okay, well, if you're interested in seeing an hour-long travelogue, actually this one is a 65-minute long travelogue called The Mystery of Morocco, please contact Linda Sprogna. She's the one who sent you this email with this MP4 file. Okay, I hope to meet you in person someday, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.